Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Tonight, Fiji's sevens team through to the semi-final. The Vanua endorses Kepa to contest in this year's elections. And Labour Ministry's mediation success rate around 84%.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Amrita Sagar.
The Fiji Airways men's sevens team is through to the Cup semi-final after edging New Zealand 14 points to 10 in a pulsating quarter-final match in Las Vegas today. A last-minute try from captain Jerry Tuwai sees the team through to the semis, and he says that they need to work on a couple of things before taking on USA tomorrow. Anna Ravulu reports.
Koroi, so New Zealand just want to get their hands on the ball.
It was definitely a tough battle for the boys trying to keep ahead of New Zealand. Fiji had many opportunities to score tries, but little mistakes prevented it as New Zealand kept them on their toes. However, captain Jerry Tuwai was impressed with the performance.
I'm really happy with them for the team effort. It was a team effort.
New Zealand led at halftime 10-7 after Vilimoni Koroi and Sione Molia answered Fiji's first try from Vatemora Vovo. Fiji's determination, however, prevailed in Tuwai's last-minute try.
Sela pops it up to guess who? Jerry Tuwai! They have done it again, a minute 38 over regular time.
I think our boys, they have fun when we score in the last minute. I told them, please don't do that again. I think we just love the adrenaline.
Tuwai adds they will work on their weaknesses before taking on USA tomorrow.
For us, it's our communication in defense and our teamwork. Sometimes the boys just got lazy when we are in front. And I think that's the main thing that we work on and try to better it for tomorrow.
Fiji will meet USA in the first Cup semi-final tomorrow at 9:12 a.m. while the Cup final will begin at 12:30 p.m. Luciana Tangidakimbao, FBC News.
Social Democratic Liberal Party Vice President Rondona Takalayale says he has written to the party executive to inform them that the Vanua has endorsed opposition leader Rotemu Kepa to contest this year's general elections. Rondona, in his role as the Gonemara Mambale's traditional spokesman, says in addition to Rotemu's campaign, there are a number of issues that he and some SODELPA members would like clarified with the party executive. However, the request to hold a special general meeting has so far been rejected. Maggie Boyle reports.
To stand or not to stand in this year's election, the opposition leader reportedly leaving it in the hands of her people, and it appears they are in the affirmative.
He has received my letter from the Martin Tuvono of Burimbasanga, the Mboshe Vanua, that they have asked for the lady to stand again on this election.
Rondona admits there are a number of issues they first want clarified with recent party decisions a concern.
All what we wanted is, because we have asked them, we asked them if we can come and meet them at headquarters. So once the three of them are there, or my group too can come and just talk to them face to face, and we can just settle everything out on the table. And all we wanted to do is to call for a special general meeting. That's what the people are wanting.
Numerous calls to SODELPA's party leader Sitiveni Rambuka on this issue remain unanswered. Meanwhile, Rambuka in a statement last night confirmed that Rondona's vice presidency is valid after earlier this week having questioned whether he was a registered member over a $2 registration fee. Rondona told FBC News while he welcomed the resolution of his membership, he was now waiting for a confirmation of a meeting with the SODELPA executive. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The Ministry of Labour's mediation success rate was around 84% last year. Minister responsible Chone Usamate says the other 16% have been forwarded to the tribunal for further action. Senia Nimboila reports.
Complaints from workers regarding the pay rates, work conditions and other related issues are some of the reports received by the Mediation Centre last year.
A lot of complaints from a number of sectors. One is the big one is the construction sector. We've had a lot of complaints about workers not being paid correctly. We have had the complaints also from the security companies. Those ones are before the tribunal.
Usamate says their main focus this year is to deal with problems much quicker.
The services is managing to accomplish its targets and its goals, and you want to make sure that other services that we have, from our labor standards, occupational health and safety, the complaints that come through these departments are handled much more quickly.
The tribunal has now increased its staff to cater for the increasing cases that are pending investigations. The tribunal that used to be part of the Labour Ministry is now part of the judiciary. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
There is a need for more audiologists, ear, nose and throat specialists in the country, not only to help treat those with hearing loss, but proactively prevent related infections or diseases. Fiji's only audiometrist, Sevenea Ratumaitavuki, along with the Frank Hilton organization, have brought this to light after identifying an increased risk of disabling hearing loss in children. Kelly Vadala reports.
The Frank Hilton organization has conducted around 13 hearing screening in schools around the country and found a high prevalence of risk factors that can cause disabling hearing loss. But they also noted that there is a great need of specialists in this medical field.
We need more people in this field because we have a lot of people, especially kids, who are with hearing losses and who are not detected, who are not tested around in the outer islands.
Ratumaitavuki says there are more children in the maritime areas who need access to these services.
We have audiologists coming in and out from overseas, but at least we have audiometrists around so who can run tests for our ENTs.
Meanwhile, ENT specialist Dr. O is advising Fijians to see a doctor if they have an ear problem.
So many Fijians is using the cotton bud and the earbud, and so many Fijians using the coconut oil to remove the earwax. But this is a very malpractice.
An audiologist is a person who is trained to evaluate hearing loss and related disorders. An audiometrist specializes in the non-medical assessment and management of communication difficulties caused by hearing loss, while an ENT specialist is a physician trained in the medical and surgical treatment of the ears, nose, throat, and related structures of the head and neck. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
A trough of low pressure system which was located at the northwest of Fiji has intensified into a tropical disturbance 09F and remains slow moving. Fiji Meteorological Services Director Ravin Kumar says this brings with it rain and will affect most parts of Fiji, possibly from tonight or early tomorrow. Kumar says the low pressure can further intensify and is expected to move southwards and remain in the vicinity of Fiji over the next few days. He says rain has already started affecting the north and is advising people to stay safe as flash flooding in the low-lying areas is expected to occur.
As this tropical disturbance moves southwards, we expect the moderate to fresh gusty northerly winds to become strong with average speeds of 40 to 55 kilometers per hour and gusting to about 75 kilometers per hour.
Still to come, Bala urges municipalities to ignore Facebook critics. And in our successful Fijian segment tonight, we take a look at Emmanuel Manu's journey from a waiter to a manager. Stay with us.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo tali taka na varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon buti ko lang ndo tali taka na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Kaya kuyaga sila tali, naguraramay na omani, nandunga. Gitu tali tagi yang gitu benar sebalik pun nanggunturong, varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti na ponga ni BNN.
The local government ministry has urged all municipalities to continue with the work they have been doing and not to worry about Facebook critics. Minister responsible Praveen Bala says these detractors on social media can only talk and cannot rally behind municipalities and help out with the developments. Bala has also urged municipalities to always be a level up with their services and to best know their ratepayers' interests and demands.
There are also some critics on the Facebook. Let them continue what they are doing. You continue with the work you are supposed to do. Be honest, sincere to your ratepayers and provide the best service of delivery that you can. That's all you have to do. Don't worry about Facebook. They can put what.
It's important that all Fijians from different ethnicities are able to celebrate their cultural festivities freely all year round. During the Holy Milan Festival of Colours celebration at Mai Suva Park today, Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum says such celebration brings people together. Kelly Vadala reports.
Holi, which is also known as the Festival of Colours, is a celebration of fertility, love and the triumph of good versus evil. Today, hundreds of people turned up to celebrate just that.
Fiji is extremely lucky to be a country where we are able to celebrate all the different faiths, the different celebrations, the different anniversaries that they may have in their religious calendar. And I think we should cherish that, and we should ensure that that culture of celebration, that culture of acceptance, that culture of understanding, and being able to have that no restrictions in being able to celebrate that with everybody must continue, and we must jealously guard that particular opportunity that we have.
Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum says Holi is all about sharing joy with one another, shining some light of forgiveness and moving forward as one.
Holi is about a time of recognizing your fellow human beings, about enjoying the company, about putting away the past. It's all about celebrating each other's not just diversity, but each other's own experiences.
Holi is a festival of love. Holi is a festival of colors. And it teaches us to bring unity in diversities amongst us. We are coming from various countries, but it teaches us just forget everything and be one, be united. So
Holi is purported to be a time when friends, families and communities get together and put aside their differences. Kelly Padala, FBC News.
Commissioner Eastern Luke Moraivalu says they have submitted their report to the Director of the National Disaster Management Office on the assessment of Onoilau after Cyclone Gita. Moraivalu says the Director NDMO will then compile his report and make any recommendations on whether they should supply any more rations. He says that the rations they took to Onoilau after Cyclone Gita should last the villagers a month. Moraivalu adds that 23 homes were completely destroyed, while 22 were partly destroyed.
The finding was that there are damages to agriculture, education, forestry. There were some damages to infrastructure, government installations on the island, like teachers' quarters. The Met quarters was also destroyed, and also housing for the villages of Onoilau. We had supplied 1 month ration with the team because of the remoteness of the island. We were not able to send one boat and come back and send the ration later.
From a waiter to a manager at one of the top restaurants at the Shangri-La Fijian Resort in Sigatoka, this is the humble beginning of Emmanuel Manu, who only thought of just getting a job but never thought of holding such a position. Anna Ravulo with the story.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Straight out of high school, Emmanuel Manu was keen to find a job and provide for his family. Manu says that he had no other expectations, but adds that the only man above knew what was in store for him, and that was to manage the Golden Curry restaurant at Shangri-La's Fijian Resort.
So the moment I came in here, my target was just to come and work for my family. But when I stepped in, then I started to sow more into my work hard, and then I know that I can make my way up. And yes, when I was given this opportunity, I was so happy. And it wasn't that also I was looking at the workload that I'm going to take as a manager. It wasn't easy.
Manu started as a waiter at the age of 20 and had no experience in the tourism industry. Waiter being his first job, he was eager to make his way up.
So 2004 I was a waiter, then I moved on to be a bar captain. and I used to look after the bars at Shangri-La. And then I was given the privilege to become a supervisor later in the year 2011. I know it's not easy, especially when you're working in you've never been working anywhere else, and for you just to come here and you're given a task and a job and you find your way up.
The father of three said after spending some time in the tourism industry, he knew this was the way forward for his family. From then, he made a lot of sacrifices to become what he is today.
I used to spend a lot of time with a lot of the co-workers who used to work here long years, and that's where I gained a lot of experience from. They used to taught me a lot, and most of the time I spend extra hours, even though I'm not paid for that hours, I spend extra hours just learning, and that's how I became successful for the last couple of years. I did a lot of sacrifice. I stopped drinking from that time from 2008 till now, and here I am. I decided not to involve myself in all those things, just to say, focus on my work. And the main thing is that I believe in God. With God, nothing is impossible.
From a waiter, bar captain, supervisor, and now manager of the Golden Curry restaurant, Manu looked back and said his journey was difficult, but it was also an interesting one.
When I was given this opportunity to work, to run this outlet, it was a great privilege, and also it's a great achievement for me. And I've never dreamt that one day there'll be a manager. I started from the very beginning in opening this restaurant, the planning, the ordering of equipments. These are all done by me, and yeah, it's interesting. It's hard, but it's interesting. Yeah.
Manu's now reaping what he sowed with his family, and parents and advises young people to only do three things in life to become successful: believe in God, work hard, and stay focused on your goal. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Ahead in sports, Aileen Dikamatana and Leona Nakarawa get special awards. And Suva Rugby Union starts weekly club competition. This and more coming up.
Moala rarada ranavika o tikongona taunu singatoka ando talitaka na wakaronga ng Bula FM number 2 na serre.
Ya dora subuli kurnambili. Iborani batu karahan barabinan nga. Do talitakina na wakaronga ng Bula FM number 2 na serre. Bula.
Bula FM number 2 na serre.
Fiji Airways men's seven-side lost in their final pool match against Kenya 17-14 in Las Vegas today. However, both teams are through to the Cup quarterfinals, and here are the highlights.
Flying in, two-eyed, Nasila Silla, huge numbers to the right for Fiji, and it's the big bopper.
No try.
Kirodiambo, a little tighter this time round, that's the half-time. Siren Injera! Who else for Kenya? The set piece looks handy. Here they come. Mbaka has the pace. We showcase down by 5. Two-eye darts off the back now. Switches nicely. Oh, here he goes. Nanduva opens up and touches it down. One pass. Kenya not done with yet. Not by sight. They want to continue on. And the cup draw here. Away they go, Kenya through a Monday. The big fella has Tuai. Tuai brings him down. Up rushes. Fiji on the outside, creates space in tight for Kenya. And they snatched it.
Fiji's weightlifter Aileen Dikamatana and flying Fijians Leona Nakarawa was crowned the Sportswoman and Sportsman of the Year awards in the Fiji Sports Awards last night. Both athletes weren't at the awards as they are overseas. However, the families of the two athletes were present to receive the awards on their behalf. Luciana Tangindakimbao has more.
It was an emotional night for Aileen Dikamatana's family as they were surprised with the award. Dikamatana's mother, Maketalena Dikamatana, says this was a big achievement.
Just happy that Eileen has won this award, and it's a surprise because within 4 years of her weightlifting career, she has gone right up. Started with the junior and then she's won this one now.
Fiji Weightlifting General Secretary Ritesh Ratiram says the Kamatana deserved the award.
There was no doubt we would not win Sportswoman of the Year. Eileen has had a phenomenal year last year. She set Oceania and Commonwealth records in total about 44 times.
Nakarawa's cousin, Vara Kirisitiano, says they were not surprised about Nakarawa's achievement as he was always hardworking.
Right now we are over the moon and excited over Leone's achievement. It's not new that Leone has won this award. We've, over the years and over 2017, we found him performing really well on the international scene.
Meanwhile, the Team of the Year was awarded to the Flying Fijians, while Coach of the Year was awarded to John McKee. Luciana Tangedakimbao, FBC Sports.
The Suva Rugby Union has officially started their weekly club competition both in the women's and men's team for the 2018 rugby season. Suva Women's defending champion, the Murray Seahawks side, is aware of the tough competition and will try to defend their title. Luciana Tangedakimbao once again.
It won't be an easy journey for the Marist Seahawks as they focus more on their game plan to defend their title.
Defending champions for the Suva Comp, it's quite hard to defend, but at the end of the day we go back and then we work on our weaknesses. At the moment we've got half of the team in the national squad, and then we have our new players coming in.
Head coach Eleanor Kunatumba says apart from this, they are also targeting sports for the Suva's provincial team.
In preparation also for the whole season, and of course the girls trying to get into the Suva Rugby Union team for the Skipper Cup competition.
Army Women's team manager Anna Vuniwanga says their aim is to better their performance.
This girl has never played before, so it is a really good thing that they had come to play for the very first time, and there is a lot of room for improvement.
Meanwhile, the Suva Rugby officials will select the final women's squad in the next few weeks for the Women's Skipper Cup competition. Luciana Tangedakimbao, FBC Sports.
The Crusaders remain unbeaten in Super Rugby after thumping Stormers 45 points to 28 at AMI Stadium in Christchurch last night. Meanwhile, the Waratahs were hosted in a 24-all draw against the Sharks last night at South Africa's Kings Park in Durban. A stunning free kick proved the difference last night as Brisbane Roar held on to beat Adelaide United 1-0 and keep their A-League final hopes alive at Suncorp Stadium. A trough of low pressure with associated cloud and rain remains slow-moving over Fiji and is gradually intensifying. It is expected to affect the group till early next week. We take a look at the west. It was a cloudy day in the west, but temperatures in Sigatoka hit 31 degrees in the afternoon. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, cloudy periods with some showers and thunderstorms developing later tomorrow. And up north, similar conditions in the north. At sea, northerly winds 20 to 25 knots, gusting to 30 knots. For the tides, low tide is at 8:14 p.m. and high tide is at 2:13 tomorrow morning. Sunrise will be at 6:10. Now for tomorrow, occasional rain, heavy at times and few squally thunderstorms over most places. And as we look on to Tuesday, rain and thunderstorms continue. Recapping the main stories, Fiji Sevens team through to the semi-final. The Vanua endorses Kepa to contest in this year's elections. And Labour Ministry's mediation success rate around 84%. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question, this week we are asking, should buses continue to carry disposable e-cards? Visit our FBC website to answer. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. Until next time, good night.
जिला वायरुकु रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची FM सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची FM इज नंबर 1, इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के केरिया ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची FM सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची FM इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारियल रेफ्रिकी से। मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची FM सुनते हैं। मिर्ची FM इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची FM।
हमें स्पिन टोटो ताबुआ के मिर्ची FM में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.